Meeting rules, a Toastmaster. That's the person who goes over, runs a meeting. Key responsibility is to review, and some clubs have the Toastmasters print out the agendas. Also, want to make sure you talk to all meeting participants to make sure that they will be in attendance so you can fill in roles as necessary, and also make sure you have good introductions for your speakers so people know what the speakers are coming to. I'm going to say next. And next is the table topics master. And one thing that I haven't heard stressed a lot is the important thing of the table topics master is to get everybody in the meeting an opportunity to participate. When I'm table topics master, I make a point not to call on the prepared speakers or the evaluators to one, make sure people have more time on that. And since Toastmaster meetings will have the speakers, table topics, and evaluations, table topics allow to do speakers. Speakers prepare interesting presentations that are within their goals. They should also provide a good introduction to the Toastmaster and work with their evaluator to make sure the evaluator knows their objectives. Next. The general evaluator oversees and coordinates the evaluation of the entire meeting. They will introduce the evaluators. They'll call on reports from the timer, the all counter, and the grammarian. They will also evaluate the overall meeting itself. And again, I think when I'm general evaluator, I go back before the actual start of the meeting to talk about when it's communicated, if people get together ahead of time, because it's important to prepare for the particular meeting. Also give the evaluators feedback on how well they evaluated. Which brings us to the next role, the speech evaluators. And these go through and provide feedback to the speakers, how the speakers did. Did the speakers meet their objectives? Were there items that the speakers could improve on as they go through to be able to move forward on that? The next role is the timer, which keeps track of the time, lets the people know when they hit their time limits, and later provides a report. And then that brings us to the all-counter grammarian. Some clubs combine them, other clubs don't, but the grammarian goes through, lets people know how they use the English language, and the all-counter lets people know about the pregnant pauses, the filler words, the other things that go through on that. Now, on the next slide, we talk about additional roles. Toastmaster talks about the presenter of the invocation. I've never seen an invocation to start off a Toastmaster meeting, so I've never seen this filled. And I do know other clubs will have a joke master where somebody will come through, add a little humor to begin in the meeting. For clubs that vote on the best speaker, best table topic, best evaluator, there is a vote counter. Sometimes that person is combined with the timing roles that we have. Important thing about the vote counter is they normally do not vote unless there's a tie so that you can break the tie. And again, a role I've never seen used, the parliamentarian, making sure the meeting's following parliamentary procedures and going through as we get that. So that's a quick introduction or suggestion from Toastmasters on the meeting roles that we have. Next, we'll jump into the officer roles that we have. And the first one is a sergeant arms. And a sergeant arms is important because they're the person who makes sure that we do have a meeting location. We'll go through work to set up the room, audio thing, and that. And usually afterwards helps go through and return the room to its original state. A lot of clubs I'm in, other members will pitch in to help out the sergeant arms because they're very busy doing everything. The next one is the president of the club, and this is a person who provides leadership and sets up the meeting's mood. And they'll go through, look at other officers, see if there's any club business that needs to be attended to there. They will open and close the meeting and make sure everything runs smoothly as you go through. The Vice President of Education is the next role, and this is the person who plans each meeting, keeps a schedule of the meeting assignments, also will have to go through and approve various educational levels that go through. So it's helpful as Vice President of Education actually tracks the members' accomplishments and also If somebody's working on a specific goal, they want to meet a level, complete a path, they should work with the Vice President of Education to make sure that they're getting the schedule items to be able to complete all those roles. Next one we have is the Vice President of Public Relations, who generates publicity to attract guests, brings the guest in, talks to them, and some clubs will have a newsletter. If clubs have a newsletter, generally the Vice President of Public Relations who does it. Next one is the Vice President of Membership, who will bring new members into the club. Again, they should work closely with Vice President of Public Relations. So when the guests come in, they can go through, answer questions that the guests may have, help turn guests into members, and go through and also work on whatever membership building activities the clubs are doing. The secretary is next, and they go through, they keep the meeting minutes, and some clubs they'll actually keep attendance in there. But that's important because when clubs go through and make decisions, you want it documented so we can go back and say, okay, what did we decide to do? When were we planning this? The secretary has it. And another important role is the treasurer. Treasurers will go through and bug people to pay their dues so the dues can get up to world headquarters on time. They go through, keep track of all the club's finances. When purchases have to be made, they're the person that will do it, keep track of the budget, hopefully planning a good budget so people can do that. And that, fellow Toastmasters, is a brief introduction to the meeting roles that we have and also how the club officers interact with the club and during the meeting.